I'm Wendy here at the Osterville Village Library, and for today's First Chapter Friday, I would like to share the first chapter of Salt and Shore by Annet Schaap. I'll start with the flyleaf. As the lighthouse keeper's daughter, Lampy must light a lantern every evening to warn ships away from the rocks. It's a lot of responsibility that her invalid father has given her. One stormy night, something goes wrong, her father is furious, and the town insists that someone must pay. Lampy is sent to work as a servant at the Admiral's Black House, where rumors of a monster lurk. What she finds up in the tower is unexpected and not altogether tame, but it's someone who needs her as much as she needs him. When Lampy's new friend is put into mortal danger because of his differences, Lampy musters the courage to fight for her friend's life. She joins up with the misfits, merfolk, and pirates in a daring adventure. Together they're all fighting for the same thing on both land and sea, the freedom to be themselves. Chapter 1, Match. An island barely attached to the mainland, like a loose tooth on a thread, is called a peninsula. On this small peninsula, there's a lighthouse, a tall gray one that swings its light at night over the small town by the sea. It stops ships from smashing into the rock that's so awkwardly positioned in the middle of the bay. It makes the night a little less dark and the vast landscape and the wide ocean a little less vast and wide. In the house beside the tower, Augustus, the lighthouse keeper, lives with his daughter. They have a small garden and a little rocky beach where something or other is always washing ashore. They often used to sit there all evening with the light turning in circles far above their heads. Augustus would make a fire and small boats sailed up from the harbor carrying a crew of pirates. They came to sit around the fire, eat grilled fish, and sing all night long. They would sing drinking and eating songs, sad songs and longing songs, and terrifying songs too. Songs about the secrets of the sea, which made the girl both happy and scared, and so she would usually climb up onto her mother's lap. But no pirates came sailing along anymore, and her father had stopped making fires. By the time dusk falls, the lamp must be lit. It is always the girl who lights it. Every night she climbs the 61 steps, opens the rusty little door that covers the lens, lights the wick, winds up the mechanism that turns the lamp, shuts the door, and the job is done. It was hard work when she was younger, but now her arms have grown strong and her legs can easily climb up and down those steps twice a day. 3 times if she forgets the matches. This sometimes happens, and then her father always grumbles at her. It's almost dark and the lamp's not lit. What if a ship is lost, child? What if it runs aground on the rocks and it's all my fault? No, all your fault. Hurry up, climb those stairs, or should I just do it myself? He's already getting up out of his chair. I'm on my way, the girl mutters, taking the matches from the drawer. The box rattles quietly. There's only 1 match left. Must buy more matches tomorrow, she thinks. Don't forget. The girl knows, though, that remembering can be difficult. She's always had so much inside her head. Songs, stories, things she has to learn, things she wants to forget but keep coming back. And when she needs to remember something, she often forgets it. But she always remembers whatever she wants to forget. As she climbs the stairs, she comes up with a little trick. What was it she wanted to remember? Oh yes, in her mind, she picks up a matchbox and then places it on a table in the middle of her head with a little lamp shining onto the box so that it will be the first thing she sees when she wakes up tomorrow morning. Or so she hopes. What kind of lamp? One with a green enamel with a worn golden edge? Her mother used to have a lamp like that by the bedside. But that's one of the things she'd prefer to forget. Think of another lamp. she tells herself. Her real name is Amelia, but everyone calls her Lampy. Amelia had been her mother's name too, and her father always found it annoying when two people were called out by the same name. And then later, he never wanted to hear that name again. So he calls her Lampy instead. You're not the brightest of lights though, are you, Lampy? He always says whenever she forgets something or trips over her feet when she's carrying something like hot soup. Lampy climbs up the stairs with the last match. She has to be very careful. It mustn't go out before the lamp is lit because then shipwrecks and an angry father. She's not sure which would be worse. She twists the wick and fluffs it up so that it will light properly. Then she takes the match out of the box and gives it a stern look. Do your best. I mean it, or she'll what? What would a match think was the worst threat of all? Being blown out, snapped in two? No, she knows what it is. Or I'll throw you into the sea, she whispers, and you'll be so wet that you'll never burn again. Till it washes ashore, of course, on a hot beach somewhere, where it will dry out in the sun and, Lampy! Her father's voice is so loud, even though it's coming from 61 steps below. That light, now! Usually he's been asleep for ages by this time of day, snoring away in his chair. But not tonight. She strikes the match, a tiny useless spark, and again. This time there's a proper flame and the smell of sulfur. That's good. She cups her other hand around the match and brings it to the wick. Come on. The flame hesitates a little before growing bigger. Flame, flame, burn hot and quick. Drink the oil and eat the wick, she quietly sings to herself as she looks into the bright light. She could feel a bit of a knot in her stomach before, but it's starting to loosen now. Close the door, wind up the mechanism, done. Matches, matches, must buy matches, she sings as she walks back down the stairs. Must remember to buy matches. But still, she forgets. If you'd like to check out Of Salt and Shore and read more of Lampy's adventures, you'll find it on the new books shelf in the children's room here at the library. We hope you'll check it out.